Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Omnibros live on a Thursday night. It's your boy Gio here from Manga Geekdom, and I'm joined by the back hurting, insufferable omnibus collector himself, Riley. How you doing?
Actually, I'm gonna change that to I'm sick or something.
The sickly omnibus collector. Riley is a little under the weather, so I will do most of the talking on tonight's broadcast. So if you're not a Geo stan, I'm sorry. It's going to be a horrible stream for you tonight. So thank you everybody for joining. We really do appreciate it. If you would be so kind, I know if you hit the like button, our sick boy over here is going to get a lot better. So consider that when you leave this broadcast tonight. And if you're watching later, leave your comments down below, all that fun stuff. Tonight, we got a little assortment of things. We got some first impressions on manga that was published back in June and July, and I missed talking about them. But that just goes to show how crazy the convention cycle has been over here. We had so many announcements and topics to talk about that I believe it's been like 3 months since I've done first impressions or something like that on this broadcast. So I was excited to bring this back because now with the fall, yeah, there are always going to be announcements, but it's quiet for a little bit before some more news start to sprinkle through. So yeah, we got some first impressions, we got some news, we got some anime news. We got a little bit of everything, but most importantly, we got you. So thank you for joining. Let's give a shout out to our sponsor, InStockTrades.com, your home for collected editions. You get your omnibus, trade paperback, hardcovers, manga, and so much more for great discounted prices that range from 30 to 55% off. Shipping, free shipping in the US at $50 or more. There's a loyalty discount, which adds an extra 2% discount to your orders if you make them on a weekly basis. Great packaging, wonderful customer service, only when you visit our lovely sponsor, InStockTrades.com. Let me share the website, as we always do. All right. So you can see here some of the current deals of the week, which we do reveal on the Monday stream. So if you want to get the info before these go live, you got to watch Omnibros every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, you got your new releases, including some very cool manga like Adabana, for example, from Dark Horse. If you're a Marvel Rivals fan, you might want to get this hardcover for the art. It's really cool. Of course, you got your top sellers. Look at that. And you got a bunch of sales, baby. You got a publisher spotlight on Hermes Press. You got a character spotlight sale on Deadpool and another one on Harley Quinn. Of course, you got your clearances, damages, and red tags, all that and more when you go to InStockTrades.com. Shout out. And before I forget, I never forget. It's just a shtick. At the end of the month, on the 29th, we will be doing the $50 gift card giveaway, courtesy of InStockTrades.com. So if you want to participate on that, you got to tune in for that show on the 29th. All right. I was going to highlight this comment earlier. Thank you, everybody, for joining in the live chat, as always. Hobby posted this, and I thought you would enjoy this. Hey, y'all, I just got done reading Slam Dunk Volume 1, and it is amazing. My brother let me borrow his copy. And Yarn said, only gets better. And that is truth. Look at that. Let me highlight it for a second.
Bookmark right now is my child, my son, Hanamichi, with his less good haircut.
Okay, so that is happening. Good evening. Thank you for joining, dude. Appreciate you. Kane, thank you so much. Our wonderful mod and bestie. Sorry you're so sick, Riley.
It's okay. We will move on. Thank you.
Currently going through my comics backlog. Currently reading Superman Space Age. It's good so far. You dudes get to check out the new faction bat. I have not. Sorry.
I haven't done single issues in years, but it looks like a good run to check out in singles if you're into it, because I understand that each issue is supposed to stand on its own.
Right.
Of course, I imagine that overall it'll have an overarching story, but similar to some of what like I think Morrison's Batman was like that for certain parts, especially for Batman Incorporated, where there was like mostly single issue stories, and then it wound up having an overarching story by the end of it.
Speaking of, I know you're sick, but did you haul anything or want to show anything to the peeps before we lose your sweet voice?
I just picked up from the mail. It just arrived today, I should say. The Urotsuki Doji Blu-ray.
Whoa!
I mean, nothing explicit on the cover that you can really.
Don't open the slip, because there is some not safe for work content on the front.
Not that you can really see. It's very small. The second set collection was announced recently, and I was like, oh, well, I meant to pick this up, so I'll go ahead and get that now. And
Right.
So it just arrived. So
I mean, it's before somebody out there starts. It's like when you're collecting books, comics, manga, and stuff, and you want a little bit of everything, and you know that certain things are emblematic to the genre, even though it might be a little bit questionable. That's how we feel. That's how I felt when I got it. It's not for everybody at all. It's very not safe for work. Do not, please, honestly, don't go and grab it. But it's one of those landmarks in animation for a certain reason, and it's based off a manga that is also famous for a certain reason. So
yeah,
I'll leave it at that.
it's a very it's kind of it is a important like pillar in anime for a lot of different reasons. So it's something where I feel like, it's one of those things that I feel obligated at least once, to see these things. And if it's like the best possible way that I can view it is a Blu-ray on my own home media system, then like
Right.
I'm going to do that. And if I make the decision from there of like, this is not something that I'd like to keep in my home, then I'll go from there. But this is at the very least, I really love the animation team behind it. Did Giant Robo, which is a very different thing, but Giant Robo is just masterful. If y'all haven't checked that out, had a chance, especially if you're into Giant Robo type stuff, I really recommend it. So it'll be interesting to say the least. The other thing I got in, I did post in your Discord was I did get the preview review volumes of Baki from Kodama. As soon as I can speak at length without like coughing up a lung, I will have a video up on my channel to go over this, so that people can have a better idea of every aspect of this book, how it looks and all that stuff. So you can make the decision if you want to jump in on this. Because it is expensive, like $20 cover price for 2 volumes per month for the next year just to finish the first part. So spoiler alert, these are some of the best fucking books I've ever had. Like as far as paperback releases of manga, like paperbacks that I've owned, these are top notch, and I think it sets a standard that publishers are going to have to either go by, or they're just going to get beat out. And if this is the like level of quality that they give to all of their releases from here on out, then we're in for a massive treat from Kodama Tales with everything and anything that they wind up doing, which actually includes that will include one of the topics for tonight, is that they did just officially announce their third officially announced license was put out earlier this week, I believe.
Oh yeah. Huden, will I be able to buy Baki on IST?
I have no idea. Like I don't know.
I got to
They
segue into that. Sorry, keep going.
they specifically mentioned on Twitter a while ago that they're working with a specific distributor, and I don't know if that's a distributor that I'm going to see if I can find what they said. If it's a distributor that IST, DCBS, etc., that they work with.
Here's somewhat of a related topic to that I was going to talk about tonight. I don't know if you saw this, so shout out to Anime News Network, friends of the show. Abrams Comic Arts is now distributing books with Lunar. So, long story short, at least the Kana manga, you will be able to eventually get them through in-stock trades.
I go back.
Which, shout out to our lovely sponsor. Lunar, of course, being one of the same owners as In Stock Trades, if somebody out there did not know. So yeah, they're launching. No, they're not launching. Sorry, they are making a deal with Lunar to distribute their titles, including the Kana publishing manga. So stuff like Eden of Witches, City Hunter, and Cat's Eye, which are coming out in a couple weeks, and Billy Bat. So Billy Bat next year, we can probably say, hey, buy Billy Bat Volume 1 at InStockTrades.com for probably like 20-30% off or something. I don't know.
So they are working with IPG Digital Sales. Independent Publishers Group Digital Marketing will feature all things digital, audiobooks, ebooks, and fun things from the web. This is who they say that they are doing distro through, but I don't know if that's someone that that DCBS family works with. So you'll have to find out, I guess. But
yeah, we'll see. Obviously, the landscape will be very different early next year, and it's all moving parts. So it might not seem clear now, but give it a couple months, and we'll have a different panorama of where things are. And I'm pretty sure someone like Lunar / IST would be interested in getting these guys as well. That's my 2 cents. Sorry.
All the regular places though will have everything. So like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, all those places, Crunchyroll will have it.
Yarn, is anyone silk songing? Do you play silk song?
No, if Colleen were here, they do. They are, but I never finished the first one.
Were they able to get the game? Because
yeah,
there were massive outages on the eShop, and
they did say something about it, and then came back later and were like, "I got it."
I've only played the first one for like 2 hours, something like that. So I don't know. Maybe if I get the FOMO this weekend, I'll boot it up on the PlayStation and try and play some more. We'll see.
Man, they've already got pre-orders up for the first 10 volumes of Baki on
it's crazy
on Barnes and Noble. I forgot to show they sent a little postcard as well.
Oh man, look at that. That's cute.
Thank you for helping our stories take root. And then
it looks like the what's his face from Zelda, the Korok, whatever.
And then on the back,
people.
a few of the staff signed and did the little, from the Kodama team.
That's it's goofy and wholesome, but that's a rare item right there. You should not lose it.
Yeah, it was very sweet, and so it's signed by Seb, who's in marketing, and Michael Lacerna, who's the editor, and then Kashu, who's the director of operations, and Jen, who is production. So a lot of the people involved signed on that, and I know some of the other people involved follow my Twitter account at least. So it's fun to see, like, the what happened.
Yeah, the attention to detail, that's always good. William Lee, thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Silk Song has been very good so far. We'll see. I have way too many games that I want to play, so adding another one to the backlog is going to be insane. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be that great at it. Like, I'm good with action adventure and I'm good with platformers, and yeah, I am good at Metroid, but Metroidvanias as a whole, I'm not 100% legit playing those.
Pretend all of them are Metroid.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We could see all of Baki out before Kingdom gets halfway done.
Yeah, the entirety of the first series will be done in 1 year, and then they did say that they would like to do one series per year until they catch up,
Nice.
which would mean 2026, 7, 8, and then 2029 they would do the 5th series, and that's the last that's the last completed one. They're on the 6th part right now.
Yarn, has the new Mushishi hardcover had a preview of how it fully looks? Let me show you a picture of it. Give me a second.
Yeah, they put out a look at like the front spine and back, right?
Mm-hmm. But I don't remember where I saw it.
Sure.
It is from it was a Kinokuniya tweet. They showed their version, their exclusive cover, and the regular one. You don't see the back. Let me show you the pictures here, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. Hold on, let me. The heck, sorry, it's me we're talking about. I always fumble with the tabs. Okay, so this is the hardcover. It's coming out in November. You're looking at the Kinokuniya variant cover you can get at the their stores. And this is the regular cover, which both are good. I like them both equally. So I'm not gonna get the FOMO with the other cover. I like this one too. So this is the standard cover that everyone will get. I pre-ordered this already through the Bozo website just so that I don't forget. I'm not gonna forget, trust me. But you never know. So then at the last minute, I'll just cancel it and get it from other places like InStockTrades.com. You can take a look here. At least you can see the spine. Volume 1, baby. Let's go. That is one of my most anticipated releases of the remainder of the year. Here's a Baki question for you, if you can answer it. Is Baki as long as One Piece and JoJo?
It is longer.
Yeah, it's been going on for quite a bit.
Not counting like spin-off volumes and stuff. Baki has like 150 volumes. One Piece has 112, I think, right now. And JoJo's, I can't remember what the total between all the parts is. 136 is what the internet's telling me. So yeah, it is longer. It's not the longest manga though. I think what's the Yeah, the longest is still Golgo 13 with 217 volumes. Um, and that's still ongoing. Even though the creator passed, the team is still working on it. And then the second longest ongoing series right now is Minami no Teo. The third is Cooking Papa. The fourth is Silver Fang, and then Baki is the fifth longest still ongoing manga. However, Dokaben has 205 volumes that wrapped up in 2018, and Kochikame wrapped up in 2021 with it wrapped in 2016, but the last volume 201 came out in 2021.
Right.
So those two are longer as well, but they're done. So things like over time, the other titles like Minami no Teo, Cooking Papa, Silverfang, and Baki, if they continue, would eventually surpass them. Could eventually surpass them, I guess.
Since we're talking about Baki and Kodama, might as well segue into their new license, right?
Yes.
We don't have a website technically, but we can show you their link tree, which has the information. So it is like the website. Let me share my screen again.
This one did get leaked a couple weeks ago, so people might have already known about this. Along
I
with
had no idea.
there was at least one other license. I know the really big one that hasn't been officially announced yet. This was leaked alongside that.
So the third book that will be coming out in February of next year is something that I am very much looking forward to. I got super excited. I had no idea this was happening, and that is, of course, Me and the Alien Mumu, which was originally called, I'm going to butcher this, Uchijin Mumu. This is based on a, don't quote me on this, but I think it's based off of either a book or a short story or something like that. It got made into a manga. I might be off on that, sorry. But it did get an anime adaptation, which aired, which is currently airing, actually, still airing. It started out in spring, but it got delayed, and the final couple of episodes, episode like 20 something, is set to broadcast soon, so it's still going. This is by Hiroki Miyashita. I'll read you the description here real quick. An alien named Mumu is a survivor of a civil war that saw the destruction of his planet's scientists, leaving only its fools alive. In an attempt to understand the advanced technology his people left behind, he's infiltrated Earth, a planet with a lower level of civilization, to study their so-called home appliances, which contains facets of all technological knowledge. So begins the adventure of Sakuraku, a university freshman, and Mumu's new and unexpected accomplice as she navigates a wild and exciting campus life. So Mumu is he's a alien cat species. We can take a look here at the Barnes & Noble solicit coming out in February. Let me show you a picture of the anime so you can get a better feel for these characters, because they are extremely wacky. I do recommend it. Mumu the cat is very dumb but lovable at the same time. You can take a look at some of the pictures here. Where's the visual key for it? Look at this. How can you not love this? This is his alien form, but his cat form is very similar to our earthly cats. And he's just he's kind of a goofball and does not understand that his research is damaging and or hurting the main character's social life as a freshman in college. But it's slice of life. It's wacky. It's bizarre, and it has a lot of cats. So why not? So I am super excited. By the way, this picture here, what you're looking at is his spaceship, which has a cloaking device. It crash landed into the main girl's apartment, and it's stuck there. So that's his home base, if you will. There we go. So yeah, this is coming out next year. I'm super excited. Hell friggin' yes. Sign me up. You can see here already listed on both sites, Amazon and Barnes and Noble. The other book, which I don't, did we talk about Smile?
Yeah, I think when they first announced it, we mentioned it. When is Mumu supposed to come out?
February.
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 They're really good with like a short period between announcement and when the thing actually available. Yeah, the actual release date, which is like in the video that I'm prepared to make about Baki. Like, I kind of want to gush about how they, as a publisher, have been doing so many things right, and it's not just about like the books themselves, but
What's the other of Kodama's 3 licenses that's not this or Boggy?
yeah, that would be Smile.
Smile.
But
Baki, Smile, and Mumu. And there's another one that hasn't been revealed yet, but it will soon.
Leaked, but it hasn't been officially. But anyway, like the yeah, I one of the things I want to touch on, and I'm still like debating if I want to like call out the other publishers that I'm trying to compare to or not. But like they're a brand new publisher. They come out the gate mid-May and say, hey, in October, this massive license is going to be our debut. Like a 5-month turnaround from announcement to whatever. And, you know, there's no telling how long they spent in production before making the announcement. But I think that regardless of how long it took in production, that's the right way to go.
It changes the ball game for sure.
As opposed to how, like, you know, and I don't know if I want to call them out specifically in my video, but people would know comparing to like Denpa, where I know there's a lot of issues that behind why things get delayed. They talked specifically about why They Were 11 took so long, and they're like, look at all the stuff that we had to do. And it's like, that's really awesome and stuff, but like, you can not announce something until it's closer to being ready, or you can announce something without giving the window of release and be like, we're still in the early stages. But I think that, in my opinion, the best way to do it is I would rather not know about something until it's guaranteed to be coming in that short amount of time.
Right.
Like, I would rather know nothing and then all of a sudden be like, boom, 5 months from now, this is happening.
You know who has that business model? Nintendo.
Yeah.
They'll announce stuff when it's like around the corner and you see the reveals on the direct.
Yeah. Because otherwise, like, what happens? You get another like Metroid Prime 4, where it's like they announce that it's going to happen, but then it takes years and years before it actually comes out. And I'm like, I'd rather you all just wait it. I'd rather you keep your lips sealed, keep it close to your chest, work on it behind the scenes, get the stuff done, like, know that it's happening, and then come out and say something.
Right. And Kodama definitely doesn't have this in mind, but I'd like them to give us Satch Bell. That'd be fun.
I mean, if anyone can. Actually, I don't know. The one thing that I worry about with Zatch is like how Makoto Raikou like associates things, because it's like, I don't know if he would be like, well, Kodama, like, what kind of degrees of separation is it going to make him like standoffish? Is he going to be like, well, Kodama Tales is subsidiary of Kyoto Printing, who prints for Shueisha. They might print for Shogakukan as well, but like, Shueisha is obviously in relation with Shogakukan. Like, would that cause Raikou to be like, no? Or would he be okay with that? Because I feel like if there's no issues on his side, and that's just me being like testy myself, I guess, is I think they would be the perfect ones to do it. So long as what they're doing now succeeds and that they make the money they need to
Yeah.
of stuff. And I think like that's the one negative with only giving yourself a 5-month runway between announcement and release date is you didn't have as huge of a time for marketing, but they are absolutely like throwing the marketing out there right now with like so many people have been sent advanced copies. People are talking about it. People are making it known. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of content coming out like I'm doing. I'm sure there's going to be stuff on some of the other platforms with people talking about these books. And they did the most important part, which is to make them good. Like they made these books actually look and feel good. They probably smell good too, but I can't smell very well right now. The like literally the only critique that I have with these first 2 volumes, and this is an absolute nitpick, is and I don't know if it's just for the first editions with the foil, but you can see that the blue of the title Baki on the spine here gets a little bit lost on the black background.
I see.
The red does a little bit as well, not as much, but the blue definitely does when there's not, light hitting it. And that's the only nitpick, is because I fear people going into the stores wouldn't be able to tell on the shelf like what that is at a glance. But I don't think it's important, as I might have also thought, like, because that was my first thought, and I was like, well, that might not matter, because I'm pretty sure most retailers are going to have the first volume shelved outward or stacked on tables, and because they want to have that obi with the 100 million copies sold.
Obi.
Which I think that was another really good move on Kodama's part, adding the obi in there. Yeah, there is an obi and the dust jacket, and then under the dust jacket,
Give him a little tease, because
yeah,
of course the idea is to watch your video.
We'll do the strip show, which is definitely what I'll be showing off a better, like, kind of up close and personal look at these. But you have the obi on the first volume, and that looks like, it kind of mimics the design of the first volume. So here's the actual dust jacket, and then beneath the dust jacket is
ooh la la.
So I don't know if the motif they were going for was like aura, like waves of aura coming off, but it makes kind of like a tiger stripe pattern a little bit.
You don't even want to know what I thought, but I'll keep it to myself. I'll tell you later.
But the other thing, I was like, maybe blood, sweat, but each volume, from judging from the first 2 volumes, they look the same, except the highlight color on the second volume is blue. So it's the exact same design, but with blue instead of red.
Oh, and you don't have that issue with the spine, because you can read it, the Baki thing. Yeah.
This, if I just pull my hair back here, that one looks good, but I think the non-first print edition that doesn't have the foil, because after the first print they won't have the foil.
Right.
Yeah. I think that'll be a brighter blue. Like, it'll probably just be this blue against that one.
Good point.
And it probably will look exactly like this and not have any issues with reading it.
My worry is having certain volumes being in print for such a long series.
I think that they're approaching it one series at a time, like the license is separated by series like that. Looking at that and being like, okay, well, 124 volume series is not that bad. I don't know. That's just conjecture, I think, and obviously it'll expand from there. But like, Viz has done well to keep the JoJo's hardcovers in print, and that's on its 7th part now. One Piece has done well to be kept in print. I think Case Closed has done pretty well, and I know that's a big publisher, but the thing with Kodama Tales is, with them, their parent company being Kyoto Printing, I think that's really helping them. Kyoto Printing, if you're not familiar, has been in business in Japan for, I think, like 120 years. They're extremely well established. That's why I guarantee that's why they were able to work out a deal for such a giant license. They are the printer behind they are the printer behind Weekly Shonen Jump. I didn't watch the anime for Isaacin, so I can't say. I've read the manga only though. But it's gonna help, like, them having that direct relationship with their printer. They're not outsourcing the job. They're not having to pay another company to do the printing. They're not going to have to wait for the printer that they hire to have room to do the job. They're not going to have to wait for printer slots, as it were. They're not going to have to make guesswork on like what's going to happen, because it's them. It is their company, and it's the quality is high because it comes straight from Japan. They've got it made. Like, yeah. They're at a very high privilege of who they're related to, like nepotism publisher basically, and it's a good thing, because it's allowing them to do more and to get more without taking I would say without fear of as large of risks as other publishers. Big or small existing publishers just don't have that relationship with the printers that they use and stuff. So I think that there shouldn't be too much of a concern about like whether they can keep this in print and stuff. I think the main concern that needs to be had is, can they attract the customers that honestly they should? And they're putting the work in. They're trying to do the marketing that they can. But most importantly, they made a breathtakingly good product. And if this fails on the stands, it's not for lack of trying. It's not because they put out a shit product. It's just because the market wasn't ready for it. And I'm hoping so much, because this is beautiful, that they don't fail.
I think it'll work. Plus, seeing so many creators getting their hands on it and doing videos, I'm sure you're going to see them soon from everybody. That helps out in this era of content creation. So
yeah, I think taking advantage of that, that's like one of the best ways to do marketing, is taking advantage of the fact that like creators, content creators, influencers, whatever you want to call them, do have the voices that people listen to. It's very smart of them to be like, hey, let's reach out to as many of these people as we can, send them copies, because they're confident in the product. They're confident that these people are going to be like, oh shit, this is nice. Like, I've been showing, like, I told Colleen and the gang, like, and Fatima, etc., like, these are really freaking good. And if they're like looking like you should start hoping that they will grab licenses that you're interested in, because they will put them in, like, the most respect and the most love will go behind those releases. So I'm fingers crossed that they succeed as much as and I'm doing my part. I will be doing my part to try and communicate to everyone, like, these are
Yeah.
These are worth the cost of admission.
Mm-hmm. H-Field, thank you for joining. If the Baki release fails, I genuinely think it will be because of people not liking the art. We'll just have to see how well the third volume does whenever it's up for pre-order sale.
I think the third and fourth one were up for pre-order a little bit ago.
Yeah. Are the are they 2-in-1s? Not entirely.
They so the original series is 42 volumes long. These are based off of the Kanzenban editions from Japan that were released in 2009, 24 volumes. So they're not exactly 2-in-1. I have a self-print edition that's 2-in-1, so it's actually like 21 volumes. These are slightly different. So they're about 350 pages each instead of being closer to 400. So very slightly less than 2-in-1. And on that, like for how much material and everything that goes behind it, like dust jacket, great paper, great binding, the production design on this, the amount of content in here, colored pages. There are 2 colored pages sections in volume 1. No colored pages in volume 2 though, but that's just because you can tell there just was not colored pages when this material was released in magazine format. But all of that, it's a $20 volume. Like they could have easily charged 25 or more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially considering like an independent publisher, a smaller publisher, a brand new publisher. They could have slapped a much higher price point on there, but they didn't. And I think a lot of that has to do with what they're capable of getting and doing because of the relationship to their printer. They don't have to. They're going to have the best cost that they can from the printer.
Right. Moving a little bit aside from Baki, I did want to highlight this because earlier, where was it? I highlighted it. Sorry. And now, in my brain, I thought you were talking about Baki. The conversation, I now I realize you were talking about Eizouken. I'm like, wait a minute. Did the adaptation of Eizouken elevate the material? I think the anime is fantastic. Riley's only read it. I've only seen it. So you can splice our two opinions together. But this is pretty much how I feel. I think the Eizouken anime rips, probably in my top 20. The way they adapt the brainstorming scene, phenomenal series. Highly recommend checking it out. So speaking of anime, little segue that I wanted to make there. I'm excited for this. I did not see this happening. You saw this all over the news yesterday, I believe. So we're getting an adaptation of Tatsuki Fujimoto's short stories. They're bundling everything together and just calling it Tatsuki Fujimoto 17 to 26 anthology series. And it'll be just all the stuff from the two volumes, and that is really cool. I am really excited to see the Clucking Chickens short story, to see how it fares, and just to see the reaction online, because that one was pretty crazy from when I read it. It's going to air on Prime November 7th, so if you got Prime, you can watch it, or you can do other stuff with your boss. What you think about this news, having the short story collection? All we're missing now is Fire Punch to be animated.
That was my first thought. I was like, oh, cool. They should do Fire Punch.
I can't play the trailer, but I can do this, and just you can see stills of it.
I did not even know that there was a trailer, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Were they already working on, was it Goodbye Eri? Is that happening?
I believe that is happening. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to Devil Girl here. I forgot her name, but that story was good too.
She's got the renege on.
Yeah. So this is Naruto spin-off set in 2005. Sorry, not 2005. Whenever this was made, when Tatsuki was between the ages of 17 and 26. That's what the title refers to.
It'll be fun. His one shots were Some were better than others, but overall, it was really fun to see his creative style kind of come into being, and just kind of the wacky ideas and concepts that he has that are often grounded in something really either smart or emotional. Um, but at the end of the day, I would really love to see them do Fire Punch, because I would love to see people who have not read the manga get pissed off about it.
Here's the info. If you guys have not read it or seen it, a couple clucking chickens were still kicking in the schoolyard. Sasaki stuffed a bullet. Love is Blind. This one was pretty wacky. Shikaku. You got Mermaid Rhapsody, which was one of my favorites, and it's a mermaid, so it's some geo lore here. I'm gonna watch it. Woke Up as a Girl Syndrome. Nayuta, that's the devil girl. I think this one will turn out pretty good, and a lot of people will like it. We'll probably ask for this to be a full series or something. Sisters, I want to see the reaction on that one, because this is very not safe for work. So I'm curious to see how it translates to an anime episode. You can check out the books. You can get them. It's only 2 volumes of the anthologies. So that is really cool. Which now I'm excited. I want to see more stuff like this. I want to see more short stories get adapted into anime from other popular creators. So shout out. I did read 2 manga. Let me jump into that before we answer some questions from the chat. Chat, I gotta be honest. I'm not the biggest sports anime manga fan. I do like some series. What's the baseball one that I like? Ace of Diamond, Diamond of the Ace, or whatever the hell it's called. That one's fantastic. I love it. Slam Dunk is great. Stuff like that. Blue Lock was disappointing because the kids were not getting murdered, but that's okay. But I genuinely think Ping-Pong Peril has the potential to be one of the best sports manga of the new era of the 2020s. The concept is so stupid, but I love it so much. I highly recommend it. It is bonkers. Basically, it's a ping pong anime. You follow this kid who his mother passed away. His father left him, and he's, I believe, in high school or something like that. And he's taking care of his sister. Unfortunately, some thugs appear in his life, and you've seen this story before. The father left a 1 million yen debt, and now they want the kids to pay it. The main protagonist does not have that money. He once was a ping pong prodigy, and all of a sudden, this character, this girl, shows up and says, "Hey," and I'm skipping some parts, but I'll get to it. There's this thing called Ping-Pong Peril, and if you participate in it, you have a shot at clearing your debt and making money, becoming a star, and all that fun stuff, and resuming his career, I guess, as a ping pong legend of table tennis. He previously stopped the bad guys that were demanding that he pay the debt, and if he wins his first match, she puts in 1 million yen for him. So if he wins, he gets the million plus the opponent's cash as well. So you have 2 million. But if he loses, now he owes 2 million debt to the, I guess, the Yakuza or somebody. I don't know. The bad guys, whatever. So what exactly happens? They're going to play ping pong. It is extreme ping pong with crazy rules, absurd premises. This is like a Capcom version of a sports game where it's arcadey. They pull off some insane moves. The animation, the drawings are crazy. And the fact that every fighter or I guess player is different, they have their own style and background, and you learn about them. This is so much fun. Am I overhyping it? Maybe. Do I care? Not in the slightest. I had fun with it, and that's what matters. If you go here to Manga Plus, you can read most of it. There are only 8 chapters out. I don't know what you're going to do for 4 and 5. You figure it out. But you can at least read the first 3, no problem. We can take a look at the art here real quick. 1 year ago, I quit ping pong. I dominated the middle school national tournament. I was laughing so hard when I started reading this. I am so sorry, but I can never take ping pong seriously. I know it's an Olympic thing, and I know people play it worldwide, and there are some really cool people that play this sport, but whatever. I dominated the middle school national tournament, winning 3 times in a row. I never doubted that I could turn pro, but looking back now, my life's been on a downward spiral since then. I'm like, holy guacamole, this dude, like, not even in college, and he's got it rough. Let's go. And yeah, I'm 100% on board. And that's the girl that is managing him, and she's got a gun for some reason. I forgot about that. You can see here some of the bad guys. And let me just skip forward to the ping pong action. Apparently, our main lead has crazy reflexes, which he's going to use to win the ping pong matches because they're not normal. Like the first match that they have, what is the word? What's the thing that we use like a fire starter kit when you're out camping? What's the word on that? And like you, flint. It's not flint. It's what is it? Has magnesium in it, and when it comes into friction, it'll start a fire. Whatever the hell that's called, that people use when they're camping or out in the woods. In the first match, the ball and the table are made out of that. So when the freaking ball hits and causes friction on the table, it sparks a flame and it can blind the opponent if you're not ready, and the whole arena is going to catch fire. So they're playing again. They're playing ping pong. They're playing ping pong while the thing is on fire, and they could potentially die from this. I am not making it up. It's insane. There's another match later on in the second, third chapter, whatever, where it's against a bartender, and he's going to use his L-shaped table that he uses to serve drinks. That is his table to play. So he's going to use the one portion of the table, and the main character is going to use the longer version of the L. It's like that, and it's so much fun. I recommend it 100%. It's stupid fun. Let me show you some of the art here when they go to the. Plus, look at this guy with his hair. If you like stuff like Kaiji, for example, you'll be right at home with this. Look at that. Let me scroll down a little bit. And he's got funky little pupils. That's always cool. I like when they draw characters with weird eyes. You can see here the ping pong action right there. There we go. Look at that. So 100%, I do recommend it. Not sure it will surpass my One True Love Apartment Man. Well, that was kind of special, you know. Apartment Man. People were touched by that, you know.
Is that series still going?
Yeah.
Nice.
I haven't caught up with it, but I saw that they posted a new chapter recently.
Yeah.
It's look at this. The rule book is inside that scroll. Why not a tablet or a pamphlet or a notebook? I don't know, but it makes it cooler now that it's in a scroll. Also, I may or may not have been playing One Night in Bangkok while I was reading this manga, and it just instantly made it 10 times cooler for me, because that is one of the greatest 80s songs of all time. Even though that one's about chess or whatever, and this one's about table tennis. Doesn't matter. still, look at that. Look at this. This is amazing. Holy crap. Everybody, go check it out. Fantastic. You will not be disappointed. It is absurd. It is a Shonen Jump title. And this is by Yoshiharu Kataoka. Homeboy turns out to be, he worked on Fabricant 100, which is also a Viz and Shonen Jump title, if I remember correctly. That segues into my other read, which is Kaedegami. Hey, I said it right. By Jun Harukawa. Jun Harukawa is the creator of Fabricant 100. So it's kind of cool to see the original creator and one of the assistant go out and make completely different manga. One's sports drama, and this one is dark fantasy, kind of inspired by Dororo in a way, and I'll explain in a little bit. This one is not really set anywhere, if I remember correctly. But it is East Asian inspired. There are these demonic characters that are terrorizing the villages, and they're, I guess, like Oni type creatures, and they eat people. They're called Shengwai. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Probably not. Sorry. And we follow this kid called Ko, who's an orphan. Lots of orphans in manga. And he was raised by a Shengwai called Chiyo. She wears a mask. You only see an outline of her cheeks, and then the rest of her body is similar to a human, but she has a demon mask, which you're seeing here on the cover for it. The story is that apparently she was a regular Shengwai, and she was supposed to eat and murder people, and she's like the goddess of war or something like that. I'm still not 100% in the know when it comes to the terminology and the folklore behind it, but it's cool. And Ko was raised by her, and in the act of that parenthood, Chiyo sort of gained a little bit of humanity and did not go through with it, because the plan was for her to consume him so that he could become a vessel for her. So at the start of the book, he's just living his life and gets a warning that one of these monsters is attacking a nearby village, and he killed everybody. This is a pretty violent manga, by the way. He killed everybody and ripped heads and stole people's faces. He looks like an ogre monster mixed with an oni, and I'll show you in a bit. And that's when we start learning a little bit about the Shengwai and Chiyo. She never really wanted to show the main character who she is. I'm going to spoil it because it's the first chapter, but she doesn't have a face. She was betrayed. They don't really reveal all the details at the start. She was betrayed, and her limbs were stolen along with her face. That's why I said earlier that it's kind of Dororo-esque. And Ko has always wanted to see her face. Even though they're strangers, the fact that she raised him makes him think like she is family. So he wants to connect with her on that level by sharing a smile in a meal and stuff like that. Also, Shengwei they supposedly can't eat or don't eat. She has not had a meal in thousands of years, which is insane. And long story short, she does get a face towards the end of the first chapter. That's why you see it here on the thing. But it's fun. I liked it. It scratches that itch of like folklore and like dark fantasy aspects and mythology with monsters, ghouls, and creepy stuff. So this is wholeheartedly a Geo recommendation that you should check out. There are only 10 chapters out so far. Let me show you a little bit of the art. We're probably going to get flagged, because the drawings here are kind of grotesque when it comes to the violence, but whatever. This is Chiyo and Ko. Let me show you some of the art. Look at that. All gnarly and disgusting. Somebody's going to watch the video later and say, look at this, dude. You can't even say Shengwai correctly.
How dare you?
Mysterious beings feared since ancient times, monsters who abduct and eat people and whose existence defies all reason. Let me scroll down so you can see what the actual monster looks like, not her. I've never even seen her take her mask off. I thought she was going to be heavily disfigured because I saw this panel, and through the jawline you see some blood. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen. But here is what an actual Shengwai is supposed to look like. Look at this guy. He looks like an Oni, an ogre, a Kappa monster, a little bit of everything from different mythologies. And he keeps people's faces like the predator when the predator steals the spine of its victims as trophies. So that's pretty gnarly. And it turns out that he originally stole Chiyo's face. So they're going to fight to get it back. Because they're not loyal to one another. But here's what she actually looks like. The god Shengwai, who lost its body, now doomed to wander in misery, the god of war itself. She doesn't have a face. And she doesn't really have limbs. I believe they're artificial or something, so that she's able to move. So the idea is that the main guy was supposed to be a vessel so that she could gain mobility and fighting ability and all that stuff. So at the end, spoilers, you do see her face. She's all pretty and stuff compared to the bad guy. Let me show you her face. Spoilers. Where the heck is it? There we go. That's her face. Oh, nice and pretty. So yeah, it's fun. I do recommend it. If you want to check it out, you can go to Manga Plus, I guess. Friends of the show. They don't know it, but we're friends. And you can read it for free, legally, and support the creators. So there you go. 2 recent reads that I recommend. Whew.
I recommend midday naps.
That's also good too. I've never. This is gonna sound weird, but I've never been able to nap. I try, and my mind just starts to wander, and I don't have the thing to just fall asleep for whatever minutes. Maybe for like 5 minutes, and then I wake right up, and I can't. Once I'm up, and I'm gonna stay up all day working on stuff, whatever it is, until I crash out at night. So. So extra, the series would have been made waves in the mid 2000s and early 10s. Yeah, absolutely. The ping pong one, yeah.
I weirdly like at night, like no light whatsoever, like pitch darkness. I need to have like white noise and stuff, like. But in the day, when I take a midday nap, and I need to be like under the covers with like weight on me and stuff. Like I have to very precise way to be 100% comfortable. But during the day, I'll just flop down on the couch or on top of the bed, windows open, like the light shining through. There can be noise, like television playing or whatever, and I'll pass out and sleep for like an hour or two and wake up like.
Have you, Manga Boys, been keeping up with Ultimate X-Men? What do you think? I have the first trade, and I have not read the entirety of it, so I owe you that. I'm gonna try and make room for it and review it on the Monday show. I promise. I don't know when. Don't expect it soon, but I will get to it. But I love the idea behind it and deconstructing the X-Men IP to do something different with Peach Momoko.
I have not, and I probably won't until a hardcover.
You're waiting for a hardcover, yeah.
Yeah, I at this point, like, so much of my collection like started to be available in hardcovers, oversized hardcovers or omnibus editions, that I wound up just being like, okay, F
I'm
it.
really jealous of you.
With a few exceptions, I've just sold all of my paperbacks and all of my standard hardcovers, and I'm just picking up oversized hardcovers when they happen. Um, because I can be pretty confident that everything will happen eventually. Like, it started with my X-Men collection, which, like, the you can see that the far shelf right here is all X-Men, and it used to
Right.
be that at the very top I had like uh, a shelf and a half worth of paperbacks, and then it like just kept shrinking. The paperbacks just kept shrinking and shrinking, and I was like, you know what? I don't need this. And it used to be a lot more, like a shelf and a half, and it used to be like, half of my X-Men collection was paperback. But it's shrinking, shrinking, shrinking over the years, and then like less than a year ago, I was like, you know what? F it, and I just got rid of all the paperbacks. And so now, like, it saves me from because I really only pay attention to the new releases that are omnibus editions or like oversized
Mhm.
hardcover editions. So it helps me to save money in the long run, because it's something where I know like I will buy the paperback and then eventually repurchase it as a hardcover when that happens. So that's where I am with that. Um,
Well, I think you're going to be excited with Ultimate X-Men because there are yokai in it.
I know all about the stuff because the internet
Yeah.
let you live without spoilers, but I just haven't read it at all.
Also, I only have volume one. I need to get the second trade eventually. Um, yeah. Speaking of, you wanted to tell me about this earlier before we went live, and I completely misread or misinterpret, sorry, what you said. And I was referencing the Kotoyama one shot from the Japanese version. I didn't realize that what you were talking about was that Viz just uploaded it to their website.
Yeah.
So this, I wanted to, breaking news. Where's the little thingy? Breaking news, folks. If you're a fan of Kotoyama, like myself, you can read. Let me open the thing here. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Oh god. Okay. You can read their latest one shot, Night Parade of 100 Demons Organizing Committee, a supernatural tale from Kotoyama, creator of Call of the Night. Um, this one, give me a second here. I have not read. If I had known this before going live, I would have completely changed the video title and not talked about the previous two series and given you my review of this instead. So now I'm going to read this and not talk about it because it's going to be old news by next week. So there you go. But Kotoyama is one of my favorite mangaka. I love that art style, his art style so much. And the fact that it's a yokai one shot and was inspired because I did read the translation from the magazine where they talked to him about it. Um, this is heavily inspired by Shigeru Mizuki with the Kitaro comics. So, hell freaking yes, I'm so in for this. I will let you guys know. If you join my Discord, we'll talk about it there. That style looks so relaxing and chill. That's one of the main reasons I love the manga for Call of the Night so much. And the fact that it's vampires and the nightlife and the themes and stuff. Do you think Natsume Ono's works will get a more prestige format?
I don't think that there's as much fanfare in the US. Um, so unless there was some big adaptation that happened that really led towards, like, I think Viz has most of the Ono stuff that's available. Kodansha has like the rest of it mostly. That made one of them like perk up and be like, oh, then I really don't, I wouldn't count on it. I wouldn't hold my breath.
Right. Oh, dude, I'm looking through it. Holy shit. This art is amazing. Man, okay, all right. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm excited. Thank you, Spud Boy. Thank you. Next week I'll talk about it. I feel like there used to be more Ono fanfare than there is now.
I think
So it's quiet down a little bit.
Because what is it? ACCA, right? Aka, ACCA.
Okay. Yeah.
That one was kind of big for a little bit. But most of her work is smaller, like single volume things. Aside from that, and the House of Five Leaves, I think, are the main ones that are not, that at least what we have in English. I think it really was just Aka. Is that one? Is it Yen or is it Kodansha? I don't remember. I have a whole like Natsume Ono section in my, it's Yen Press. On my creator shelf, I have a section with all of her things separate. But yeah, I don't know, like, with that being the biggest thing, and even then it's not really resonating at this moment. It would really take, because think about, for Yen Press, the last thing aside from Battle Royale, but Battle Royale is kind of an evergreen popular thing. It's Battle Royale. But the last thing that they put into a deluxe hardcover is the currently ongoing Ubel Blot releases. It's because they have an anime coming out. I don't know if that anime has been successful or not. I don't know what the response has been. I have no idea. But if that's all it took, then at this point, if you think about it from their perspective, it's like, oh well, this was a dark fantasy series that is similar somewhat in tone, like that you can make like a far comparison to like Berserk. And they're like, okay, well, if we're gonna do a hardcover, let's do it for this. And there's an anime coming out. But if those hardcovers weren't successful, then they might not turn around and be like, oh well, let's do a premium release of Aka, unless there's like a really big fanfare for it in the moment. It just doesn't really make the most sense.
There you go.
But I could be completely, I don't work for Yen Press, so I don't know.
I forgot earlier that I did haul one book, if you guys are interested. Forgot to say that earlier. I did grab I can't read. Farewell Daisy from Jun Miyazaki. And I have a dilemma on this because it looks fantastic, but a good majority of the stories here are very explicit, sexually explicit, tastefully done, but still, I don't even like. Can I do a review and just show it? I don't want to censor it because last time I heavily censored a book, people were pissed off, and I got a bunch of dislikes. Because I was evading the censors and the algorithm, man. Come on now.
Dude, I had someone recently, I don't even remember what video it was. It was an older video. And I wasn't like censoring so much as I was basically just showing the cover of a book. I think it was on like an old haul video, because I haven't done haul videos in a very long time. But I just showed the cover of the book and I showed the back cover, and then I, moved to the next one, and they were like, you can show the insides, don't worry, it's not illegal, you won't get in trouble. And I was like, yeah, I will. Like it's illegal enough that I'm gonna worry about it, because I only get 3 strikes and I don't want to waste any of them on like possibly pissing off. Because do you remember several years ago when Omar got in trouble with Shogakukan.
Yeah.
And he got those books. It was like Ikoku, Maison Ikoku. I think is the one he was showing off. And he got those from Viz to do reviews, to show them off. And he got a strike, a copyright strike from Shogakukan for showing off the art. And I'm like, if this man cannot even stay safe when he has permission, like he's been given this book from the publisher, then I'm not even going to play. And that's at that point, I emailed my contact at Viz and I was like, hey man, can you ensure this, that, and this? And he's like, not really, no. And I was like, okay, then fuck it. Like, I'm never showing the insides of any book ever again. And I've been safe. And then I had this one, bozo that commented that, like, he knows what's what. And I always check, like, I'm like, are you a content creator? Do you make videos? No, he wasn't. So I'm like, dude,
shut up.
I know what I'm doing. I do what I do for a reason. I do what I do the way I do it for a reason. Another thing I wanted to mention real quick about Natsume Ono, though, is I think that before we would see any type of premium format release for any of her work, we would probably wind up seeing more of her work published in English, because we have a good amount of it, but there is a decent chunk of material that hasn't been produced or published in English, and it's been a while since the last Ono work. So that would be your litmus test for what the chances are really going to be, is if they return, if the publishers, whoever they might be, Viz, Yen, Kodansha, whomever, winds up starting to pick up some of these other Natsume Ono titles, and there's a resurgence in attention, that's when I would say, like, okay, there's probably a chance of that happening.
Right. Yeah. This is a thick book, by the way. I thought it was going to be thinner. The Farewell Daisy story collection.
I should be getting mine soon. I'm excited.
You can see some of the colored pages here of what little I can show. I mean, it's probably, I can go through a bunch of the pages, but I haven't checked, so I don't want to show you something and then we get notified by YouTube. So yeah, I don't know if I want to talk about it or not. Or maybe I will talk about it and just not show everything. Just do a quick review of it. I am more foolish than you, because my videos, I show the book.
Just draw stick figures.
To be fair, I don't zoom in on the book. It's from far away, and you see my hands all the time. So you're not going to be able to read it.
Whenever you are talking about the scenes from the book, just open like a presentation and just like draw stick figures and record that, like a live recording.
What I typically do is that I put stuff, funny GIFs like this, for example. Like I'll do this. On top of the censored image. I'll do that. But I don't want to go through that, because it's not one page, it's multiple dozens of pages in this book where characters are going at it, and it's pretty explicit for a non-H book, which surprised me. Has any more of those alternative underground compilation books come out in the past year, like AX? Alternative underground compilation books. That's out of my expertise. Sorry. Not into the underground scene.
I think the closest thing that you're gonna find to what you might be looking for, and this is like, I don't know, like very on the edge, is X-Mag from Piao 2. X-Mag is their compilation, like anthology volumes of short stories by a lot of different creators from across the world. So from there's like Japanese creators involved, but also creators from Europe, etc. That are all themed around a specific like genre for each volume. So for instance, the last one to come out, X-Mag 5, was themed after vampire stories, like vampire romance or something like that. So it was a bunch of different stories by different artists, revolving around the ideas of vampire romance stories. And then I think one of them is like mech stories, and one of them is maybe war stories. One of them, I think, is straight up romance. And then X-Mag 6 is coming out next year. And that one is sci-fi based. They're doing a Kickstarter for that right now. That's the closest like that I could think of to the definition of what you're looking for, but it's not exclusively a manga volume. It's, underground comics that might include some Japanese artists.
There you go. Yeah, my attention.
Yeah, they actually had that volume for sale at Anime NYC. Specific that one, X-Mag 5. Let me grab my copy because they're really great.
James, is Udon going to make any more of their manga biographies? So far, the only one they did is Charles Schultz. I think I saw a solicit for another one, but with no date. I may have dreamt it. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
you have to, like, ask.
I think I saw a second one.
I think Udon has a Discord server, and
I'm in that Discord server, and I
Eric,
get so annoyed when they tag me on stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
Do they like do it at everyone type tag or something?
Yes, all the damn time. I hate it. I go into Discord and there's a notification, and I take those seriously because my community is special and it's not huge. So I know it's something important, and it's them. And it's like, hey, everybody, remember to buy these pins or whatever. I'm like, I don't care about the pins. Shut up. So I need to turn that off. Sorry, Udon. But you're not a friend of the show anymore.
What's his name? Eric Coe, I think, is active in there. So if you wanted to ask him about it, then they might have an answer. But anyway, here's X-Mag. This is X-Mag 1, which is cyberpunk themed. It's got a bunch of different creators. A couple that I am familiar with outside of this were Milo Giannis, and Tonchi Zonjik. I probably did not pronounce that correctly. But cyberpunk theme stories from all these different creators. So look at the inside. I'm really taking a chance by flipping through these. And then X-Mag 2.
I mean, we're at the end of the show. It's okay.
This the theme is paranormal romance. So this one,
are these readily available? I'm sorry if you said it already and I missed it.
I don't know. I haven't checked their site, but 1 and 2 are reprinted recently. Even 5 was available for a while. So if you go to like PEOW.studio, I think is the site, they might have them available in the store. I don't know, question mark. But volume 2 has Natasha Allegri, Jane Mai, Leslie Hung, along with a lot of other creators. And then 5 is it's just vampire, not vampire. I was mixing up 2 and 5, but it's just the theme. Volume 5, vampire bloodsucker, featuring a whole bunch of people. This one's pretty thick, but it's got really gorgeous artwork on the cover. I've shown this one off before. Back cover art.
Heck yeah. Nice.
And a bunch of different creators, including I think there's a couple. Yeah, there's a couple from Japan in here.
Nice.
But they are publishing their first manga work, coming out finally later this year after being announced at the last year's Anime NYC Stop Hibari-kun, which we talked about a couple weeks ago, I think.
Mm-hmm. To answer James real quick, is Udon going to make any more of the manga biographies? I found this article at Anime News Network. This was back in summer of last year. Udon licenses stories of Steve Jobs, Princess Diana, Amelia Earhart, Marie Antoinette, Mother Teresa, Thomas Edison, Wolfgang Mozart, and Momofuku Ando. So they are working on them, and we'll probably see them someday. But they got more coming.
Consider the fact that Udon is also the publisher who's sat on the license for Sugar Sugar Rune for a decade,
Right?
Without putting it out. So eventually might be the far future.
Someday. Out of all these, not gonna lie, if I had to read one, I would go with Amelia Earhart. The other ones don't interest me as much. That's just me.
I don't even remember the list. That's how disinterested I was.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Let's see. Okay, so I scrubbed through the one shot from Kotoyama. I'm reading this as soon as humanly possible, like in a couple minutes after we're done. But I want to show you these panels here because holy guacamole, my boy, like this is some insane art, and I am so proud. Holy crap! I wish Kotoyama would know that some guy over here is proud of him, you know. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Oh my god. I can't wait. I hate that it's a one shot. Please make it a series. Please.
That's like the definitive U book.
Yeah, we have no ongoing yokai manga at the moment, and it's always like one shots or comedic takes, or it's stuff sprinkled in other series, but we don't have a full yokai manga going right now. That's like pure yokai, because somebody will say like, "Oh, you have Kimono Jihen." Yes, that's inspired by a lot of things, and it's not. They never mention yokai in the series. They call them the kimono, the whatever Jihens. So that's exciting. Holy crap! And the last thing I wanted to show, just for fun, is me and the alien Mumu. Check out these wonderful pictures from the anime, which are really cute and funny. I wanted to show you that. Look at Mumu. He's got a little tie. Look at that guy. He's super destructive. He wanted to see how, what was it? The main girl, how her fridge worked. So he took it apart and then couldn't put it back together. So now she had a broken fridge, and she's a college student, so no money, and now has to figure out how to refrigerate her food. So it's kooky shenanigans like that. Look at this guy. Come on now. His alien form. This was pretty cool. I like this one. It's crazy. Look at that guy. This is like at 3 a.m. You suddenly turn on the light. And she's always, main girl, she's always putting herself down. But it's through her friendship with the alien and her new friends at college that she starts opening up to people. So it's nice. It's a sweet show. Unfortunately, nobody picked up the anime for streaming. So that's why I've not caught up with it. I could, but I don't want to reveal my secrets on the show. Look at that guy, that handsome little fella. Likes to destroy everything and make a complete utter mess, but yeah, cute and destructive, just like real cats. Yeah. Yarn, did you pre-order Umbrella's Angel's Egg 4K, or are you waiting for a US release? I'm waiting for a US release. I know it's going to happen
Yeah.
because isn't it G Kids that's going to air it in theaters, or
Yeah.
somebody? Or am I making that up?
No, I'm pretty sure you're right that G Kids is doing it, so they'll probably have the
Yeah, they do have the North American distribution, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna air it in theaters, and we'll see next year a Blu-ray edition, 4K, and I will be all over that. Hell yeah! I've
is
been wanting that for so long.
this is a genuine question, which you might be the one to answer, but when animation gets 4K, is it upscaled, or is it like, because I know that there's like films that, for instance, 28 Days Later got
Yeah.
like someone did a tried to do an HD or 4K upscale, and it completely kind of fucks it up, like
Hmm.
makes it look different than it was originally intended. It's not, is it? I feel like if it were the same for animation like this, that no one would do it because it would just completely look terrible. And I've seen 4K throughout theatrical releases.
Yeah.
For instance, we watched Mononoke, Princess Mononoke,
Mhm.
in its 4K re-release, and it looked great.
The thing is with anime or animation in general, you're gonna clean it up, and it looks great, but the contrast isn't as sharp as live action, simply
Uh-huh.
because the animation's already saturated enough where, aside from being cleaned up, the cells are cleaned up. It's not going to be like let's say a Jaws, for example, which the 4K
Right.
looks breathtaking.
Uh-huh.
But if it's an older title that's pretty banged up, you will notice that it is an upscale and they do fix it. But for the modern stuff, like the recent Dragon Ball movie, whenever that came out, it's okay. It's not a huge departure from the Blu-ray. I've
Right.
never gotten into the hype of the newer stuff being in 4K and you must own them. I'm like, yeah. Aside from the saturation, I guess it's pretty much similar to the Blu-ray, in my honest opinion.
I've
But if
never
it's an older movie like Angel's Egg, sorry to cut you off, that is a notable change, obviously, because it's an older uh, drawn feature with the cell work and all that stuff. So it is noticeable.
between like Blu-ray versus 4K. Is there a noticeable difference between those two?
In animation or just in
Right.
general?
Well, I know in general, I was going to say for me personally, like there's not enough of a leap between the two for it to matter as much for like live action.
Yeah.
But for animation, would you say that there's enough of a difference between what you get out of a Blu-ray versus a 4K of something like for Angel's Egg?
I don't think it's as big as live action. That is my honest hot take, I guess. Maybe
For-
somebody would who's more of a film nerd would school me on that, but I don't see too much of a difference in my opinion.
I've
Animation on film is scanned again in a similar way to normal films. Digital era movies are upscales, but like the recent Paprika, it can be done quite well. Okay.
I've seen way too many negatives about like 4K releases, but it's always the one that I've seen most. It's always been like older, live action films, not talking about older animation.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like anytime I've seen something on Blu-ray versus 4K that was animation, the difference was never enough for me to feel like it was worth that.
No, no, no. In animation, you have nothing to worry about, in my opinion. Live action, that's a different ballgame because there are movies that it's night and day. I don't have the most expensive setup, but even with my minimal stuff here
Yeah.
in my living room, I notice the difference and love staring at the restoration that went into those movies, like Lawrence of Arabia, Jaws, um, even like newer stuff like freaking the Blade Runner movies or the Avatar movies. They look fantastic in that format.
There's like, for me, I remember going from DVD to Blu-ray, and the difference was like absolutely notable. Like
Yeah,
just seeing something on DVD and then seeing the same thing back to back on Blu-ray, I was like, shit.
yeah.
But then whenever 4K started coming out, I was like, I'm not old enough that I can blame my eyes for not seeing the difference. Like,
But then it depends on if what restoration work was done. Sometimes
yeah,
it's not as good. Sometimes they don't get the proper material, so it's half-assed. And then you
yeah,
see another company pick up the title and re-release it with a different scan. Maybe they add in like the Dolby Vision stuff, which makes it even better. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky. So I always do research on the movie that I want to get, and not just blindly buy every 4K release out there. I look at the forums to see if it's like the proper restoration and looks good. Okay, maybe I'll add it to the list and get it.
yeah, because I feel like it would be like, to put it into terms of like comics and manga and stuff, it would be like if a publisher wanted to put out a deluxe edition for a book that they don't have large enough files for, and so when they wind up just stretching the picture
Right.
to fill the 10 by 7 pages, and because they're digitally altering and just stretching it out, it either is going to look very pixelated and kind of gross on the page, or they'll use like a filter to smooth it, and then it will look unnatural.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why things like, for instance, Ashita no Joe is not 10 by 7, is because they didn't have that available to them to
Right.
to make it larger, or else it would start to look bad. Um, Devilman, I was told the same thing. Like, they're like, our files are not big enough, but another publisher in another country got better files for Devilman. So I'm saying I'd like to see it happen.
The biggest difference in 4K is how color grading is affected by HDR and deeper blacks, but I agree it's diminishing return versus DVD and versus the jump between DVD and Blu-ray, especially if it's the newer title.
Yeah.
But the older stuff, I think looks fantastic and worth getting in 4K, like the with the old school grain and the whatever you call it era of filmmaking.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Um,
sure. Some of the, because you see some of the stuff where they use really crappy like upscaling tech and like AI upscaling,
yeah.
and it just looks like ass. And
Unfortunately, James Cameron did that with most
yeah,
of his movies.
right. That's what I remember seeing a lot about, was him doing that. And it's like, dude,
He did the Terminator 2 is regarded as one of the worst looking 4Ks of all time.
yeah,
They have not fixed it yet. The Blu-ray is still superior, and he did that with True Lies. What's the other one underwater? The Abyss.
the Abyss.
The Abyss isn't as bad, but True Lies was heavy into the AI upscaling, which, ugh. And then his answer was like, "Oh, you're probably like get out of your mom's basement if you're complaining about that stuff." I'm like, dude, come on, you're
No,
making
man.
movies, cinephile. You shouldn't be making that type of humor.
I
Come on,
remember Lou sharing the images, and it
right?
was just like jarring how bad it looked. But I, like, my dumb version of this was watching The Adventures of Pete and Pete on like a bootleg Blu-ray,
Right.
where the third season they were unable to get actual files of the episodes, so they just recorded them with like a DVR or whatever off of the Teen Nick channel,
Hmm.
and low quality. So they used AI to upscale it as much as they could, which wound up causing, because they were so grainy and pixelated, causing the faces, especially of characters in the background, to be really like warped. And so you'd have these like Picasso-esque faces in the background for no reason sometimes. It was bizarre.
Spud Boy, yeah, I noticed less of a difference with animation. Unfortunately, a lot of anime 4Ks overuse digital noise reduction, which makes it look overly smooth. I think the only anime I own in 4K is Cagliostro movie from Lupin. I think that's the only one I got.
I have Belladonna of the Infinite
Oh,
Sadness.
Belladonna, yeah, I got that
And
one.
that one we watched several months ago. That one looks really good. I don't think that they did a bad job, because
Yeah.
there was definitely, you could see a lot of the graininess and texture to it that came from the hand drawn aspects of it. But like that was specifically the type of movie that I'm like, you don't want to remove that type of stuff from it because of the way that it was made.
Mm-hmm.
It would really be kind of diminishing the final product if you did that.
Depends on how much care is put into transfer. I feel like some care will be put into Angel's Egg, or at least I'm really hoping, because of how beautiful that animation is. Yeah, especially if it's a film, it's going to have that budget. So it's going to look great. If it's a TV show that's getting the 4K treatment, it's not going to look that good. So we'll see. But what does look good is when you go to our sponsor and buy some books. That's InStockTrades.com, your home for collected editions. All the manga that we talked about tonight, you can probably get it at InStock Trades. Get your omnibus, trade paperback, hardcovers, and more for great discounted prices that range from 30 to 55% off at times. Free shipping in the US at orders to start at $50. And there's a loyalty discount, which adds an extra 2% discount to your book orders if you make them on a weekly basis. Great packaging, wonderful customer service, only at InStockTrades.com, our official sponsor here on Omnibros Live. So shout out to IST. Before we take a quick look at the chat one final time, Riley, what you got cooking up that you can tell the peeps if you've got anything happening?
My video going over all of the convention announcements from the summer is filmed and ready to go. I just need to edit real quick.
Let's go.
So I'm hoping to put that out soon. And then, as I alluded to throughout the first part of this video, I'll be doing a video looking over the Baki books. Of course, September releases will be done soon as well. And I wanted to do it before, so I might still do it. I don't know. But I wanted to do a comparison of the new Gundam Deluxe to the old hardcovers in a video. I just didn't get around to it before convention weekend, and then now I came back, was busy. Now I'm sick, and I got other stuff that I'm working on, so it just hasn't happened. Maybe I'll do it, but I have all that stuff to work on, and I'm still trying to eventually do a full library tour soon.
You know what Spike Spiegel said about that? Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, that's generally my words to live by.
There you go. Folks, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you. Hit the like button on your way out. Okay. Typically, I promote Omnibros, right? But when I promote it, they don't do the damn show. But I'm going to do it anyways because that's what you do as a host, right? And you look out for your product. So there will be a stream, supposedly, tomorrow. Look forward to that with Jess, and I think there will be a guest. I don't know if Lou's going to be on. I don't know what's going to happen. But I want you guys there to check it out. It's a lot of fun. Now we'll be back on Monday for a whole bunch of other shenanigans. So thank you everybody for joining. Thank you to the live chat. Thank you to everybody watching later. Thank you to our sponsor. Thank you for Kodama. They were watching this episode, I'm sure. Thank you to everybody and their grandma somewhere out there. That's it. We're out of here. God bless. Stay safe out there. Let me leave you with one of my favorite gifts, the pirate cat, in honor of Mumu, the alien cat. Look at that little guy over there. All right. Good night, everybody. Stay safe. Bye bye.
Adios.